Are you able to hear?
So I do have some difficulty hearing him. Can you hear me?
I
Hello?
can hear you very clearly.
Okay, so I have no sound from Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Oh, you can't hear me at all?
Can you hear me when I do this?
I can hear you actually.
Hello? You're able to hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. No, I can't hear you at all. Is that your mic? Is that your mic?
No, my mic is set. Mic is fine.
Your mic, you need to. I can't hear you on the headset. I can't hear you on air.
Yeah, what about now?
I can hear you through the laptop, but not. I can hear you through the laptop.
So you can hear me through the laptop, but you can't hear me on radio.
No, I can't hear you through the.
Well, let's just talk through the laptop then. Maybe that makes sense, right?
But how about the phone calls?
That's okay. We'll manage.
1 second. All right, so we have Dr. Saket Bhatia, and I'm trying to get him on the airwaves. Hello.
Yes. I'm
Yes,
still
your
here.
voice I am going to. So थोड़ा सा टेक्निकल डिफिकल्टी हो रही है स्टूडियो में, तो मैं कोशिश करूंगी कि इनकी वॉइस जो है मैं लैपटॉप से ले पुल करूं. So yes, Dr. Saket Bhatia जो है हमें बहुत सारी information देती हैं हर week, and I believe last couple of weeks ago, he did speak about the houses, the grahas, right?
So you were not here. What we did is हमने बात की थी about we covered the first 4 houses in astrology. What we did is we tried to make people understand कि significance क्या होता है घरों का. When you look at a chart, there are 12 houses, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start going through those 4 houses that we discussed 2 weeks ago. Okay. So
Okay.
let's talk about the first house. The most important house in a birth chart is the first house. सबसे important होता है who you are, what you're going to do in life, where you're going to go in life, your strength, weakness, body characteristics, willpower, dignity, career, everything is determined by the first house. In fact, हम कहते हैं if your first house is strong, everything in life is strong. Everything is magically going to fall into place for you. So you must have a first strong house. First house is also related to property, related to childhood start. Iska karak hota hai sun, which means significator is the sun. So that was the first house. We discussed that in detail. Now we'll quickly move to the second house, जो हमने discuss किया था. The second house is the house of wealth and values. What do you mean by wealth and values? By wealth, I mean your ability to make money, your ability to accumulate resources. आप कैसे पैसे बनाएंगे? आप बात कैसे करोगे? Speech कैसी होगी? What values you're going to have in life? We can see that in people. So, are you going to be काफी लोग बात करते हैं, they hurt other people. That is second house. People that have sweet voices like singers, poets, good imagination, truthfulness, that comes from the second house. First house was about you. Second house is related to early family life, education. In medical astrology, we look at it at your face, your neck, your throat, your mouth, your tongue, your taste, right eye vision. People that love gems, jewelry, that is all second house. Iska karak hota hai Jupiter. Second house is also called a Marka house. It's a killer house. That means generally jab second house ki lord ki dasha aati hai, it causes some problems in health. Okay. Now we'll move on to the third house. The third house is the planet that has affinity to Gemini and Mercury. It is the planet of younger siblings. How will your relations be with your younger siblings? How will it be with your friends, social circle? What are your hobbies? This is third house. The third house is considered to be a bad house in astrology because astrology ki jo goal hoti hai, that is to give up everything in life and to be one with God. And the only way that's possible is if you don't have too many hobbies, right? Too many interests. So third house is an upache house. As you grow older in life, the things in those houses will become more and more important to you. Hobbies become more important. Relations की value समझता है आदमी. Expenses are ruled by 12th house, but if your third house is very strong, you will start spending a lot of money on your hobbies. You've seen that, right, Huma? Some people have a hobby like fishing, and they'll spend tons of money on boats, fishing gear, fishing rods,
Yes,
etc. Some people
definitely. I've
like
seen, yeah,
hobby होती है
जो आप कह रहे
sports,
हो.
cricket. They'll do, they'll start subscribing to TV events, they'll go for matches, they'll start taking part in teams. So hobbies are controlled by the third house, younger siblings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll come to the fourth house, which is an important house. It's called Sukbhav, which is house of happiness. This is the house we study when we have to see your property, immovable property, home, big vehicles, planes, boats. It is also a very important house because it's related to your mother. आपकी mother की happiness, life of your mother, your heart, emotional happiness. This makes sense because once you have a home, it is where you go and you unwind. It's where you get happy, right? That's why fourth house बहुत important होता है. It is also the paternal house and property. Luxuries, comforts, all there. When people ask me, will my child get formally educated? We look at the fourth house. And if those fourth house have good planets or good aspects, it's very easy to say, yes, formal education hogi. But in some cases, we also see people who don't go to school. They have just no interest, or because of some circumstances they're working, they can't. We see that from the fourth house. Agar wahan bura planet ho, या बुरे aspects हो, not only will they not give hard time to their mother, but they also don't complete their schooling, right? So fourth house
Yes,
important है.
definitely.
We covered these four houses. अब हम
Mm-hmm.
आगे चलते हैं. We want to discuss other important houses in astrology so people understand what is involved when you look at a chart. And if you have any questions, you can take the callers. I'm free.
Yeah.
We'd
At
love
this
to
point,
talk to
I
them.
will like to hand out the number that is 732-662-4701. थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे मुझे टेक्निकल इश्यूज हो रही हैं, लेकिन आई एम प्रीटी श्योर मैं कॉलर्स को आप तक स्ट्रीमलाइन कर सकती हूँ. तो 732-662-4701 स्टूडियो का नंबर है, जहां पर डॉक्टर साकित भाटिया जो है डिस्कस कर रहे हैं अबाउट द हाउसेस और उनका क्या इफेक्ट होता है आपकी life bar. And let me also tell you that Dr. Saket has a PhD in electrical engineering and with a specialization with RF microelectronics. So बहुत सी over the 25 years इनको बहुत experience है with over 12,000 clients, and he can help you uncover your strengths, your weaknesses, true potential. तो बहुत सी चीजों में आपको help कर सकते हैं डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया. And please, if you have any queries, you know the studio line 732-662-4701. Alternatively, बहुत ही lengthy अगर आप को कोई consultation चाहिए, so you can reach out um, on his email, which is info@saketbhatia.com, या फिर एक अपॉइंटमेंट आप स्केड्यूल कर सकते हो 408-639-5300 पर. So 732-662-4701 is the number. अगर आपने बात करनी है डॉक्टर साकेत से, please call in. He will be here to help you. And I did get another a message on my personal phone call saying that they can hear me. And please, जो भी सुन रहे हैं मुझे ये भी बताएं कि डॉक्टर साकित की आवाज आपको आ रही है या नहीं आ रही. साकित जी, कॉलर्स तो आते रहेंगे. Shall we move on to the next question about
Yes.
the fifth house in astrology and its significance?
Yeah, so let's move on to fifth house. Okay. Fifth house kya hai and why is it important? In astrology, we have 12 ghar, right? And all 12 houses are equally important for you. There is no such thing as this house is more important or that house is more important. No. Sare ghar equally important hote hain, but we as human beings give more importance to one house over the other. अब जो पैसे के पीछे भागते हैं उनको सेकंड हाउस चाहिए. जो शादी करना चाहते हैं दे वांट सेवंथ हाउस. जो बिजनेस पार्टनरशिप करियर ग्रो करना चाहते हैं दैट इज टेंथ हाउस. बट fifth house is something very unique. The fifth house is also called Putra Bhava, which means the house of children. It is your house of creativity. Okay. It is your soul, the intelligence you're born with, and how well you will do with romance, relationships, and kids. So, some people are very creative. They have great self expression. They're able to build a sense of identity. And उनके साथ बात करके भी अच्छा लगता है. That's because they have a very strong fifth house. It gives
Hmm.
confidence in oneself. यहाँ पर जो planets होते हैं, they will help you grow in life. The joy, spontaneous nature, this is important. And आगे जाके, this is the house we study to determine how many kids you will have, the gender of your children, the relationship you will have with your kids. This is also the house of creativity, romance, pleasure, love affairs. They're all connected with you. People who
लग
make
रहा है कि
money in
सारा
this,
कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट चीजें फिफ्थ हाउस में ही है.
I'll
सारी
explain
इंपॉर्टेंट
why.
चीजें so far I heard.
I'll explain again. The fifth house is also connected with speculation, gambling, stock market, investments. आपने राइट कहा काफी कुछ फिफ्थ हाउस में है बिकॉज इन वैदिक एस्ट्रोलॉजी वी कॉल दिस पूर्व पुण्य विच मीन्स गुड डीड्स जो आपने किए हैं पिछले जन्म में उसके रिवॉर्ड्स आपको इस जन्म में मिल रहे हैं. ओके. सो इफ
Mm-hmm.
यू लुक एट अ बर्थ चार्ट and you see very good planets placed in the fifth chart, fifth house, or good aspects, it means पिछले जन्म में उन्होंने बहुत अच्छा काम किया है that he is born with this. The fifth house is also house of children, the relation you will have with your children. अगर फिफ्थ हाउस पे नेगेटिव प्लैनेट है लाइक सैटर्न एंड बैड एस्पेक्ट्स ऑन दिस लाइक राहु केतु और लॉर्ड ऑफ द ट्वेल्थ या सन बैठा है then generally it denies having a kid or in some cases causes separation. जब parents का divorce होता है and one of the parent does not get to see the child, that we can see in the fifth house. One caution, woman के लिए fifth house should be studied from the moon, not from the ascendant, because it gives more, accurate details. The type of pregnancy a lady will have, whether it's going to be C-section or normal, is seen from the fifth house. Creative thinking, advice you give others, lawyers, politicians also have good fifth houses. Okay. So,
So a
agar
lot of
fifth
good
house,
and bad happens from the fifth house, is what you're saying.
yes, lots of good and bad things happen from fifth house. Spiritual level, which God you worship also is from the fifth house. It's a blessing and a curse. अगर ये घर आपका खराब है तो बहुत कुछ डैमेज हो जाता है. अगर ये घर आपका अच्छा है तो बहुत कुछ अच्छा हो जाता है. Right? So I know it is very confusing what I'm saying, but in general we want to make sure that we are able to make you understand कि fifth house में
Yeah.
क्या है. So I'll just
Saket, we
walk
have a
through.
caller. Can I try taking him on air?
Let's see. Sure.
Yeah. Hi, you're on air. Can you hear us? Hello? एक सेकेंड, मुझे एक कॉलर की जो है आवाज नहीं आ रही है, but I'm going to try and do something where we can hear him.
Yeah, I can partially hear the caller. I can through
I
this.
can can you hear the caller because I can't hear him? Up, can you speak to
टूट के आ रही है.
them?
It's an issue from your side.
Yeah,
Your
yeah, I think it's an issue from my side. I can't hear the caller.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you please repeat slowly? It's 21st of January 1993. 24th January 1993. 6:14 in the morning. Okay. Pune, Maharashtra. One second. Okay, and what is your question? Career and finances. ये किसकी chart है? Is this your chart or is it a friend's chart, your son's chart? Who is it? It's okay. So I'm just repeating. This is January 24th, 1993, 6:14 in the morning in Pune, Maharashtra, right? Okay. This happens to be a Sagittarius ascendant, and Jupiter is very well placed. Uh, why are you even asking about finances for this person? What is the reason? He's not making much right now, but he's going to make. देखिए जो चार्ट होती है, right now his 10th house, there is no debilitated planet sitting in that house. The only issue in this chart, पूरी chart में एक ही problem है. The problem is, one, Galika Mandi are sitting in the 11th house, which means house of gains. अगर पैसे बन भी रहे हैं, he's not able to save it because Galika Mandi will have problems there. And second problem, they have an eclipse in the second house. It's not too major. Saturn beta hai. If you're asking me when they will start making money, Jupiter ki dasha chal rahi hai, which is one of the best dashas for this person. You'll have to wait for Jupiter Ketu. Jupiter Ketu kicks in July 2024. That's when things will start getting better. That's when savings will start. July 2024 all the way till June of 2027 is a good time for him to make money. If he's trying to invest, trying to do something, go for it that time. That's a good one. Okay?
So is it okay to disconnect them? Saket?
उसके लिए you should call the office because it's very hard to explain remedies on the phone here. Call us or email us. We'll help you with that. Okay? Yeah, Huma.
Sorry, yeah. Yes, so thank you so much. लोग काफी cooperate कर रहे हैं. हालांकि I know थोड़ी सी technical issues हो रही हैं. So Saket, would you like to elaborate a little bit क्योंकि caller की आवाज हमें बिल्कुल नहीं आ रही थी. So what was their question?
Oh, their question was how is their finances going to be taken care of in life?
ठीक है. So 732-662-4701 is the number. Saket can still hear you. He can still answer your question. बहुत से लोग रेडियो पर नहीं सुन पाएंगे, which is definitely अगर कुछ लोगों के लिए kind of works because अगर वो चाहते हैं कि कोई चीज personal करनी है उन्हें और लोगों को सुनाई ना दे, तो I think this scenario works for them. 732-662-4701. यहाँ पर साकेत भाटिया हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में है. And he's talking about all the different houses that is in astrology, just अलग-अलग houses है और उनका क्या role होता है, क्या significance होता है. फिलहाल हम बात कर रहे हैं 5th house की, and Saket was shedding light on the importance and significance of this house.
So 5th house we've already covered. I think the next step is we should move to 6th house. 6th house is also very important.
जी बिल्कुल. 6th house यहाँ पर मेंशन किया गया है कि it's very important. And why is it important, ये आज साकेत जी हमें बताएंगे.
So I'm also getting some messages from people. They say they can't hear me on Facebook.
They can't hear you on Facebook?
No.
We are trying our best. Sorry, थोड़ा सा थोड़ी सी यहाँ पे technical issues चल रही हैं, but please bear with us. And definitely studio की lines आपके लिए open है. And you can directly communicate with Saket, and Saket can hear you loud and clear, and he can answer your question. 732-662-4701.
So let's understand 6th house kya hota hai, right? 6th house is the house of disease, work, and service. Why is this important? Life mein diseases to hoti hain. Everybody has to fall sick some point of time, right? Life mein aap kaam to karte ho. What kind of work you will do and how you will serve people. All that is seen from the 6th house. So 6th house is also called Shatru Bhava, which means the house of enemy. The 6th house is called Dushtana house, difficult house. It is a house of suffering. 6, 8, 12 are considered bad houses in astrology. यहाँ पर जो planets बैठते हैं, they don't give good results. They give bad results. They give results which are unexpected and undesired. They become weak. So, sixth house is also your ability as a human being to integrate with your working environment. अभी आप भी रेडियो स्टेशन पे काम करते हो, you must have a team of people that are working, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are some people you enjoy working with and some people you don't. So ये जो sixth house होता है, that is the house that tells you how you will work with your team, how your team will work with you. अगर somebody is not gelling with the team, usually it is sixth house. आप daily job जो करते हो, your daily routine, necessary duties of life, they're all because of sixth house. The challenges you will face in your job is sixth house. Working relationship, sixth house. This house also talks about your body functions. So, medical astrology may, when people say, I have blood pressure, I have thyroid, I have cancer, we look at this from the sixth house. I'll give you an example. Jupiter rules the liver. Okay. But Jupiter can also be the sixth lord, मतलब lord of the sixth house. अगर Jupiter ज़्यादा strong है chart में आपके, he is sitting in the eighth house, which is house of death. He owns the liver and he has an aspect of planet like Saturn or Rahu. We know you're going to have some problem with alcohol and liver damage ho jayega. If Mercury is sitting in the sixth house with a bad aspect, you might have nervous problems or you'll have skin problems. अगर मून बैठ जाता है सिक्स्थ हाउस में, in general, you could have blood pressure problems. If the sun sits, you can have heart problems. This is very easy to see with the sixth house. So, medical, जितने लोग food preparation business में होते हैं, chefs, people who work in cafeterias, people who own cafeterias and businesses, this is all ruled by the sixth house. Sixth house also causes physical disorders. Most common is digestive system. हमने कहा कि sixth house also, the planet here becomes stronger with time. जैसे जैसे आप बड़े होते हो, your digestion also gets bad. This is because sixth house. Sixth house is also injuries, accidents, wounds, impulsive power, abuse of power. Hitler had a very bad sixth house. He abused his power. He directed his power towards other people. Right? But sixth house is also house of enemy. Enemy का घर बहुत important होता है, because if the enemy is stronger than you, he will cause you harm. Get it? On the other hand, if your sixth house is very weak, then your enemies cannot harm you. Astrology में बहुत लोग आते हैं हमारे पास who have lawsuits against them, and they always ask us, what is the chance I'll win this case? First, we study sixth house. We study your enemy. Then we study eighth house, which is the lawsuit itself. Then we study 12th house, which is the results of the lawsuit. Okay. Bad planets like Sun, Saturn, Mars, जब यहाँ बैठते हैं, they become very strong. They show your ability to defeat your enemy, but they will give health problems and struggle in life. If you look at a chart, जहाँ Sun, Rahu, 6th house में बैठ जाए, Sun is exalted, that's the chart of a politician. Immediately we can say that. Sixth
I
house
was
also
just about to
indicate,
mention कि sixth house में आपके पास बहुत सारे जो politicians and people in such professions possibly come up to you trying to figure out the status of their enemies or what to do, right?
see, the sixth house is enemies. Sixth house is also service, na? Serving people. Politicians' job is to serve people, right?
Right.
Sun is the planet of leadership. And I said, if Sun sits with Rahu and Sun is also exalted in sixth house, ये तो बहुत बड़ा leader हो गया. They can lead a big team and serve the people. Now, if the Jupiter is well placed, they'll become a politician.
Wow.
Litigation
So
होता है, some people declare bankruptcy. That's also sixth house. So, हम जब आपकी chart पढ़ते हैं, we look at all these houses very carefully. We have to. Every house we have to study and make sure कि we know कि exactly क्या हो रहा है आपकी chart में. We can caution you. You may come to us with a chart and say, हमारी शादी कब होगी? But if we look at the chart and we see your health is bad, we can at least inform you accordingly, na? We can tell you what is going on with your chart. Sixth house is also discipline, right? It is the house of taking care of your body, spiritual evolution, हम कहते हैं. A good planet will make you very goal oriented in life. Okay. It will also make sure कि enemies थोड़े बढ़ते हैं आपके. It gives you skills, intelligence. But अगर सिक्स्थ हाउस में अच्छे प्लैनेट है ना, आपको उन प्लैनेट्स के लिए recognition नहीं मिलती. You don't get that kind of recognition that you want in life. Okay. So let's summarize what sixth house means then. Exactly sixth house में क्या है, what is involved with the sixth house. Sixth house is health, illness, disease, enemies, competitors, jealous people, daily jobs, service, food preparation, restaurants, appetite, medical profession, debts, litigation. In fact, आपके cousins are also seen from the first house, from the sixth house. इसका कारक होता है Mars and Saturn. And it's a hard house. It's an increasing house as you go older in life. ये और challenges देता है. Now let's Uma think. Fourth house तो mother का घर हो गया. Fourth से third house is the sixth house. Fourth, fifth, sixth. We always count from the fourth house, ना?
हाँ.
And मैंने कहा था third house is younger siblings. So sixth house is also cousins, your relations with your cousins. So you understand how complicated this is.
It
अगर
is very complicated.
अगर sixth house पे कुछ damage है, that does not mean your relations with cousins will be bad. Your health will be bad. You'll have lots of litigation. ऐसा नहीं होता. One of these factors will be impacted, right? As an astrologer, we have to understand which one it is. And that's what we come to. वो कौन सा factor है जो आपका impact हो रहा है? So we can help you.
So
Correct?
yes, definitely ये सबको जानना होता है. And I think साकेत आपकी mic अगर आप थोड़ा सा loud, try to get closer to your mic because somebody texted me that. And just to let you guys know that you can call in and speak to Saket. Saket can still hear you. 7326624701 डायरेक्ट आपकी बात साकेत जी से होगी. आप अपना क्वेश्चन कर सकते हैं. He is going to give you a response for whatever your question is. And आज हम बात कर रहे हैं सारे ग्रहों की, सारे हाउसेस की. अगर आपने अभी अभी ट्यून इन किया है, we've already spoken about house number 4, house number 5, and just wrapped up house number 6, right, Saket?
Yeah, we just wrapped up house 6. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, a little bit better.
Okay, I'm trying to speak very loudly.
Sorry, I know आप थोड़ा सा under the weather भी हो, but थोड़ी सी आपको तकलीफ हो रही है. I mean, it is just कि मुझे आप loud and clear सुनाई दे रहे हो, but on the radio sets के लिए थोड़ा सा loud चाहिए था. A little bit louder than you are actually right now. So yes, we are open to questions from your end. 7326624701. When you call in, all Saket needs is your date of birth, your time of birth, and the place where you were born.
That's correct. Date, place,
we
time.
do have a caller. Disconnect ho gaya. Okay, so if you're trying to call, 7326624701 is the number. Ji Saket.
So we've covered lots of houses, I'm just trying to show that astrology can predict accurately, and people need to understand that astrologer kya hai. Why should you go to an astrologer? You have lots of questions in life. You have lots of unknown factors. Where you're going to go, what you'll do, what business to start, when to buy a house, should you get married. Instead of letting everything be a chance and taking life as it comes, go to a good astrologer. We can guide you. Hamara experience hai. 25 years plus we've been doing this. 12,000 plus people have come to us. We've written 7 books on this topic. We've helped politicians, actors, celebrities, popular people, doctors, you name it, they've all come to us. Why? Because we can guide them and tell them ki life mein kya karna chahiye, kab karna chahiye. Sometimes people start a business, it doesn't do well for 5 years, and then they give up. And then we tell them, Why did you have to start 5 years ago जब दशा ही नहीं थी, जब टाइम ही नहीं
हम्म
था?
हम्म
अभी लोग क्वेश्चन पूछते हैं दशा क्या होती है, कैन यू एक्सप्लेन? सो आई गिव अ वेरी सिंपल अंडरस्टैंडिंग. लेट्स से आप कोई पिक्चर देख रहे हो या you're in a theater and you're watching a play, right? There are all these different actors on stage or in the movie. You're looking at all of them. But जो बात करता है, you tend to look at them more, correct?
हम्म
They draw the attention. So in a stage play or movie, whichever actor is talking, you look at them. And once he or she is done talking, the next person talks, you look at them. That is what dasha is. There are all these planets in your chart. जब दशा आती है, वो planet activate हो गया है. That planet is doing its job. The simple way to understand this is one planet owns two houses. It also has its own characteristics. For example, Scorpio ascendant के लिए Mars will own the first house and the eighth house. The first house is you, eighth house is starting something new. Mars itself is the planet of action. जब Mars की दशा आती है, he is going to take the properties of the first and the house he owns and put it in the house he sits in with his own characteristics. That is very easy to understand for an astrologer. तो अगर आपके planets में जुपिटर है विच इज विजडम या राहु है विच इज एक्सपेंशन एंड वो सेकंड हाउस में बैठा है विच इज हाउस ऑफ वेल्थ और उसकी दशा आ गई है, वी विल टेल यू गो ऑल आउट एंड डू इट. इट्स अ गुड टाइम फॉर यू. काफी लोग हमारे पास उमा दे कम एंड दे से व्हाट इज माय चांस ऑफ विनिंग अ लॉटरी, राइट?
We have a caller. Let's take them on air.
श्योर, इफ आई
Hi,
कैन
you're
हियर
on
देम.
air and Saket से आप अपना क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो.
या हेलो, या आई कैन हियर यू. आपकी voice is breaking up very badly. Actually, Humma, why don't we do one thing? The radio connection is horrible.
Uh,
The phone line, it is so
the
bad
phone
I
line.
can't hear anything.
Acha.
Toot,
So
toot,
maybe
either you
it's a
call.
problem on their end.
I can hear you, but it's so choppy at their end, at the radio stations, and I can't hear anything. You can try speaking slowly if you want. Yes. Yeah. Hi, Manish. February 18th, 1971, right? Okay, hold on. Let me get that. February 18th, 1971. Okay. What is your time of birth? So 6:45 p.m. Okay. And what is your place of birth? New Delhi. Okay. 1 minute. So I'm going to repeat February 18th, 1971, 6:45 p.m. New Delhi, right? Okay. What is your question? Okay. 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 Let me just tell you one thing. Have you आपकी जो chart बनती है, you are a Leo ascendant, okay? Your sun, which is your ruling planet, वो बैठ गया है 7th house में. It sits with Rahu, which is expansion. देखिए आपकी चार्ट में एक चीज है विच इज इंपॉर्टेंट, इज सैटर्न. सैटर्न इन द 9th हाउस. जनरली सैटर्न 9th हाउस में बैठा है, he will cause delays in creativity, delays in money and delay in fame fortune. The key word I'm using is delay. I'm not saying deny. मैं delay बोल रहा हूं. लाइफ में डिले होगी. ऊपर से आपका मून डिबिलिटेटेड है, सैटर्न डिबिलिटेटेड है. नाउ लेट्स फोकस ऑन दशा. दशा चल रही है वीनस सैटर्न की. वीनस इज रूलर ऑफ योर करियर, तो ही इज गोइंग टू गिव यू गुड रिजल्ट. बट इफ यू रियली वांट टू नो द ट्रुथ, वीनस सैटर्न चल रहा है जो 1 2 3 4 वो 5 घर दूर है. It's a good time. Start what you want. Do what you want. इसके बाद जो दशा आएगी, that is more service related. देखिए, if you want to start, call me, call our office. We can have a better talk. We'll make you understand what your intended business should be, when you can start, what profile you should start. Because honestly, this is more of a chart of somebody जो partnership में करे तो better है as opposed to on your own. Okay, call me, try getting an appointment. It will only help you. Okay, okay, thank you, bye. You too. Yeah, Huma.
Thank you so much. शायद मैंने जल्दी disconnect कर दिया because I cannot hear, but definitely Saket can hear you and he can answer your questions. We are at about 15 to 17 more minutes यहाँ पर 4 बजने पर. So we've got some more time and Saket is being very cooperative और वो help कर रहे हैं, चाह रहे हैं कि आप लोगों को help करें. तो अगर आपके पास सवाल है तो 733-662-4701 is the number. Reach out to Saket, and if you have a question, he is here to help you. And अगर आपने अभी अभी ट्यून इन किया है, साकेत भाटिया जो बहुत ही renowned astrologer है, उनके साथ हम आज बात कर रहे हैं the importance and significance of all these different houses in astrology. आज हमने बात की है house number 4, house number 5 and house number 7 के बारे में. साकेत जी, what would you like to talk about next? दशा की आप बात कर रहे थे और मुझे बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट आ रहा था उसमें. So you said there's a way to figure out कि आपकी दशा कैसी है या आप किस दशा में हो.
So generally, dasha के भी rules होते हैं. I don't want to get into that right now because it's really really complicated. एक शो में करेंगे discuss. But
Okay.
दशा लॉर्ड, अगर जो प्लैनेट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू हैव टू सी कि जो दशा है वो प्लैनेट किस घर का लॉर्ड है और किस घर में बैठा है. इफ ही इज लॉर्ड ऑफ 3 6 8 12, मुश्किल हो जाता है. इफ ही इज लॉर्ड ऑफ 1 4 5 7 9 एंड 10, तो बहुत अच्छा रिजल्ट देता है. इफ द टू प्लैनेट्स आर फ्रेंड्स विद ईच अदर, गुड रिजल्ट्स. इफ दे आर बैड enemies, bad result. If these planets are also 5 houses away from each other, dynamic
We have
relationship happen.
another phone call. Sorry, Saket. Would
Sure.
you like to take that?
Yeah, I can take it.
Okay. Hello, you're on air.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, hello, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you, but I think they can't hear me.
Um, they can't hear you, Saket?
No. Actually,
अच्छा.
it's the line is so bad. It seems like
I think वो कुछ there was some problem. उसके बाद जब उन्होंने fix की तो the lines are still not very clear. ये पहली बार है जब fix होने के बाद हमने telephone lines use किया. So you want me to disconnect that?
yes.
Okay, so please कोशिश करें, if you're calling in, you're not in a moving vehicle or not in a place जहाँ से आवाज उन्हें clear नहीं आ रही हो. 732-662-4701 is the number.
Yeah, that's
Saket,
correct.
we were talking about dashas.
Yeah, so we were talking. Can you hear me?
I have the caller again. Let's see if this works. Hello, you're on air.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Anji, how can I help you? Okay. क्या है आपके बेटे का नाम? अच्छा, और विकास के डेट प्लेस टाइम? ओके. जून 11, जून 11 1975, राइट? अच्छा, टाइम क्या है? रात, नाइट, अच्छा। एंड प्लेस प्लेस ऑफ बर्थ क्या है? प्लेस कहाँ पैदा हुए थे? बिहार, ओके। कौन सी सिटी? कौन सी सिटी में पैदा हुए हैं? अच्छा, चलो। ओके, क्या क्वेश्चन क्या है आपका? उसकी शादी कब होगी? ये क्वेश्चन है। ओके, देखिए, आपके जब शादी होती है, हम सातवें घर को देखते हैं, वहाँ वीनस है, तो शादी तो अच्छी जाएगी इनकी। अ, मुझे लग शादी तो ठीक है, अच्छी है। अभी दशा चल रही है मर्क्यूरी सैटर्न की, शनि की, तो अभी तो शादी की दशा है नहीं। अब नहीं है दशा। वेट करना पड़ेगा। इनकी शादी सबसे अर्लीस्ट इनकी शादी हो सकती है अगस्त 2026 में। हाँ, 2 साल, 2 साल वेट करना पड़ेगा आपको, क्योंकि दशा नहीं है। अगस्त 2026 से लेके अक्टूबर 2027 के बीच में ही दशा है। अ, तभी तक नहीं है कुछ। और शादी कहाँ होगी? हमें लगता है शादी अ, ज्यादा करके तो यही होगी। इंडिया में तो चांस कम लग रहा है। ओके, है टाइम, बट क्या करे। इट्स अभी जो है वैसा है। ओके,
I have one more caller and can I drop
आप
this
हमको
call and
फोन
take
कीजिए, हम
them?
आपको हेल्प कर सकते हैं। वी कैन थोड़ा बात कर लेते हैं। आप नंबर ले लो, फोन कर लीजिए। ओके, 408-639। वो हुमा हुमा दे देती है नंबर, हुमा नंबर दे देगी।
All right, I've got another
ओके,
caller. मैंने drop
या हुमा,
करके I will take that second call. Yeah,
हुमा, ना कैन
you
यू
on
रिपीट, बिकॉज़ आई
air.
कांट हियर यू।
I have another caller on air. अब मैं उसके बाद आपका number hand out करती हूँ. Can you hear this person?
द सेम पर्सन, या हेलो।
Then no, there's another person.
हाय। हम्म। एंड व्हाट इज हर टाइम ऑफ बर्थ? 3:03 इन द मॉर्निंग। So she's born December 23rd, 1975 at 3:03 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, right? Okay. Uh, what is the health issue? If you want, you can tell. If you don't want, that's fine. Okay. So if she has problem, uh, that problem is actually going to get a little bad for her now, unfortunately. The problem that she has is going to get a little worse from October 2024. Health in right now, she's running Rahu Dasha. When Rahu Jupiter Dasha comes, it is going to be problem for her, because Jupiter is lord of the third and sixth. And Jupiter is going to create some problem. So between October 2023 and 2027 March, you'll have to have some problem. 2.5 year is going to be a little difficult for you. Okay, you have to be careful. Yeah, I know. You, देखो, health is a very important thing. Health is very important. Your daughter has retrograde Mars, retrograde Saturn. This is going to cause problem. I देखिए, I want to talk to you, but the connection is very bad. You can call our office; it will help you. I cannot. Uh, I won't be able to talk much here. I only have 2 or 3 minutes. Just call.
All right, so for all those people that are trying to get in touch with Saket, अभी हमारे पास सिर्फ 8 मिनट बाकी रहते हैं, actually 7 minutes. Please do reach out to his office to schedule an appointment. 408-639-5300. That's 408-639-5300. इनका email address है info@saketbhatia.com. and जिन लोगों ने बात की उन्हें अंदाजा तो है कि definitely there's a lot of things that Saket can help you with. Saket, we do have 7 minutes. Should I hand
Yes.
out the number for one more caller या फिर आपको wrap up करना है?
We can take one more caller for sure.
Okay, so 732-662-4701 ये नंबर है. अगर आपको एक सवाल फिलहाल करना है साकेत जी से, he is still here for the next 5 minutes. and 732-662-4701 is the number. वैसे अगर आपने ऑलरेडी बात कर ली है और आपको और डिटेल्स में बात करना है तो 408-639-5300 is the number. info@saketbhatia.com. और ये भी याद दिला दूं कि हर ट्यूसडे के दिन 3 बजे से 4 बजे तक रेडियो जिंदगी के साथ एक स्पेशल शो करते हैं एस्ट्रोलॉजी पर साकेत जी. एंड टुडे ही वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट ऑल द डिफरेंट हाउसेस एंड दशा की बात कर रहे थे. And I think we should start wrapping up, Saket.
Yeah. So we've spoken about only 2 houses today. The goal was to at least try to touch base on the 7th house also. But अगर हमारे पास 5 मिनट है, why don't we talk about 7th house?
Sure. We've got about 6 minutes. Yeah.
7th house is marriage house. It's also long-term partnership. ये जो 7th house है, it has to do with business that you do with other people. अगर एक कॉलर ने हमें कॉल किया था, and the first thing I told him is you will start, but you must do this in partnership because we see that very strong. Remember one thing, 7th house is exactly opposite to your house, the first house. So यहाँ पर जो planets बैठते हैं, this is the kind of people you will be attracted to. These are the kind of people you want to get married to. These are the kind of people the qualities that you appreciate in others, but you don't appreciate in yourself. Both enemies and loved ones are indicated by this house. आपका 10th house career का घर है. 10th house से 10th house 7th house हो जाता है. So it is your public image. The level of attainment you will get in life with your career. 7th house is also love and passion. काफी लोग कहते हैं, oh, my 7th lord is sitting in the 5th house या 7th lord is sitting in 9th house. But rules होते हैं. अगर आपका 5th lord 7th के साथ exchange कर जाए, या आपकी शादी होगी या आपके बच्चे होंगे, दोनों नहीं होती. If 7th lord exchanges with the 9th, शादी नहीं होती. So these are very important things astrologer has to know. Otherwise it will give you misguiding, right? यहां पर हमें 7th house में वैसे कोई भी planet नहीं चाहिए. We don't like any planet. But अगर आ जाता है, then they cause benefits or problems. Moon might cause asthma. Moon might cause multiple affairs outside marriage. Saturn and Mars, bad planets, they might cause you to not have good cordial relations, disturbed relations होते हैं. Mercury यहाँ बैठ जाए तो it causes superficial relation. Mars, aggression, abuse. Saturn will cause detachment. तो 7th house में planets ना ही हो तो better है, right? It is the house which is very important in life. It shows who you will end up with. So specific indications of this house is married life, long-term relations, passion, desire. People who stay in foreign countries also have very strong 7th house. इसका कारक Venus है. 7th house is an angular house, also a marka house. जब 2nd house या 7th house की दशा आती है, people generally fall sick. Their health deteriorates. So ये important था बात करना. I wanted to just talk about these three critical houses today. The fifth house, children, the sixth house, disease, and the seventh house, marriage. Those were important topics to cover. हमें काफी calls आए. I know you can't hear the calls, Huma, neither other people can, but
Mm-hmm.
calls were related to career, business, marriage, and health. ये चार calls थे. Very interesting. Good calls. And I would like कि जितने ज्यादा लोग call करें, it helps. At least we can
Yeah,
guide them somewhere.
एंड डेफिनेटली आई विश हम हमारी तरफ भी उनकी आवाज आती तो लोगों को थोड़ा अंदाजा होता कि हम किस चीज के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, बट वी आर वर्किंग ऑन फिक्सिंग दिस एंड फिलहाल अगर आप एक पर्सनलाइज्ड अपॉइंटमेंट चाहिए और ज्यादा डिटेल्स में बात करने, विस्तार में बात करने, तो प्लीज डू रीच आउट टू साकेत एट 408-639-5300 408-639-5300 शेड्यूल करें एक अपॉइंटमेंट, और फिर info@saketbhatia.com पर भी आप ईमेल कर सकते हैं. You can reach out to him, and as you see, ever so calm and composed, and so इतने शांति से आपको एक्सप्लेन करते हैं हर चीज, हर एक पहलू आपकी लाइफ के बारे में. This is how Saket works to help you out in any aspect of your life.
So, Huma, we are part of the International Association of Astrology.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a senior board member. हमारे पास यहाँ पर डेटाबेस है of more than 500,000 birth charts. हमारे
Oh,
पास
wow.
experience है. When we look, I have 40,000 charts that I have studied in my life. So when I see charts, there's always some correlation. अभी किसी caller
Uh-huh.
का call आया था, and he had a retro, he had Saturn in the fifth house, ninth house, sorry. वो लाइफ
Mm-hmm.
में डिलेस देता है, बट देता है, डिले नहीं देता है. So
हाँ,
astrology will not deny, it will give you. Be positive, be optimistic. A good
देर से
astrologer will
मिलेगी
guide
लेकिन
you to
मिलेगा
success.
जरूर.
Yes, देता है. An astrologer guide करता है. A good astrologer will make you go places in life, for sure.
All right, so do reach out to Saket, info@saketbhatia at gmail.com, और फिर वो नंबर भी आप नोट, info@saketbhatia.com, एंड वो नंबर भी आप ले लें, 408-639-5300 408-639-5300. Thank you so much for your time and patience, Saket. It's
Thank you.
always lovely to have you on air.
Sure. Bye.
Thank you. Hello? Hello?